Hey guys, how you going? Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me or if first time here, whatever, my name is Kem and it's awesome to have you here. So today I really wanted to bring you I was firstly gonna do a video about what 2018 taught me, and I'm just gonna remix that a bit and do another video since my birthday is coming up next month. So I'm gonna remix it and do a 26 things I learned at 26, so look out for that one. But today's video is going to be about 9 self-care things that I want to do for myself in 2019. That's the one. And I've got some things written down here, so you can see me looking down and all of that. That's why. Anyway, let's get into it. So I guess where to begin. 2018 was a lot about the healing work, the inner work, diving deep, and there was also a lot of mind going on, and it was just a whole lot of like digging stuff up, clearing stuff out, and at the same time I was also overthinking. And so my overarching theme of 2019 is to listen to my heart, to learn what that sounds like again. And I know that might sound really cheesy, but honestly, for me, I've really been like the puppet master, trying to like figure out what's gonna be best for me, what's gonna, get the desired result and all of that, but in a way that I really, for a long time, was leading from my head, from my mind, and not necessarily my heart. So my overarching theme of 2019 is going to be to listen to my heart and to follow it. So that's my number one. And honestly, I think at this point in time as well, like even if you want to look astrologically and from what a lot of my friends have been saying to me and things that have been going on, right now it's a really, really important time to be listening to our hearts as well, because there could be things, plane, cars, buses going by right now, not even buses, stuff. Anyway, there could be so many things that come up for you or that approach as like obstacles and stuff like this, and you could get scared, shaken. I am, have been, probably will be, But essentially what I'm saying is, like, when we listen to our hearts and we learn to trust and follow our hearts, we see that things always just seem to work out. And yeah, it's a difficult one to do. It's like learning to be vulnerable and giving up the control and all of this in some way. But at the same time, you gain so much when listening to your heart. And it's really been freeing for me, even just making a few key core decisions, which will come out eventually. But yeah, making a few key core decisions, changing a few things, doing what my heart is guiding me to do, still being sensible, of course. And yeah, things start to work out. And even when you're scared, you listen to your heart, you take one step, and the universe also comes to meet you. So you take a step, comes to meet you like halfway. Excuse my weird sound effects. Anyway, let's go to number 2. So yeah, 2018, again, just a reflection, was nuts. I moved country. I started my new year in England for a day, then I was in the Caribbean, and then I flew to Australia. And so March till now, essentially, I've moved country last year. In Australia itself, moved state twice. From New South Wales to Gold Coast, Queensland. Still a bit confused about that. And up here, then moved house like 8 times. Who does that in 10 months? So for me, and also changed jobs a bunch of times, did a bunch of different things. So for me, a thing for me is stability. Yeah, it took me a while to actually get the word out. Stability. So creating stability with my home environment, with my work environment, and consistently, like not always waiting for things to be perfect or needing things to be a certain way before I'm like, okay, committing to this, this job, this home, whatever it is. But yeah, having that stability and consistency, I am so ready for that this year. Saying that, I'm moving like in 2 weeks. Number 3 is to nourish my body. So if you follow me on Instagram or just know me personally, you probably know that over the last few years, or maybe a few years ago, I had some real issues with my health. I had adrenal fatigue, leaky gut, hormonal imbalances, and a bunch of different stuff. And it was really a very, very challenging time. I had to change my diet, and you know, I came off the contraceptive pill, and so many different things were happening at the same time, and my body was just like, it was just like going through turbulence on a plane, right? So it was just quite crazy. And at the same time, I'd always, well, for as long as I can remember, had this body image issue, as so many people do. I'm not discounting that, but it's like always really conscious of weight, size. When I used to live in Ghana, I used to get called Obroni Obolo, which means fat white girl. And like always being the chubby kid in primary school, bar like when I was having my growth spurts and stuff like that. Anyway, so it always stuck with me, and I was always just kind of really focused on being healthy and fit, you know, for health's sake. But at a point in time, I definitely did get very much like obsessive about weight, and had like that journey of hiding myself, wearing really baggy clothes, and just a myriad of other things that I used to do. But anyway, this year I really want to turn the focus not from away from being sick, not from away from being chubby or whatever it is, but towards nourishing my body. And like, I think especially the Western health, the Western health system is really focused on preventing, not even preventing, moving away from sickness, not moving into optimal health. And so for me, what I really want to do this year is just focus on moving into optimal health. I've done the moving away from sickness thing. I've been working on prevention is better than cure, because that's what I believe. And now it's like amping it up, moving into optimal health. So, you know, probiotics, prebiotics, eating seasonally, the times of day that I eat and stuff like this, but not in an obsessive way, and for a way that just has positive motivations. That's what I'm also really working on this year. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm quite excited to not be so fixated on food and my body, and having a better relationship in that sense. It's been a long time coming. And guys, it's so hot, so hot. Anyway, so number 4 is to nourish my soul. What does that mean to you? Well, for me, it's like doing the things that bring me joy, doing the things that remind me of who I am. So I really want to, again, be consistent with doing these kinds of things, such as being creative. So I really want to get back into my drawing, illustrations, all of that kind of snazzy stuff, and be doing more of that this year, more consistently. So every week, my drawing, also dancing, because I love dancing. It's a great mood booster. And yeah, doing videos and posting content, because for me that does actually nourish my soul. It feels nourishing to share with people, like especially when I'm learning, and it's like I take people on that journey with me, or I share things with people with me. And like, whether I've had coaching clients in the past, or friends or family, and they'll come to me and they'll be like, Kem, this, that, the other, and then that really spurs me on to, if I don't know the thing, go and learn it and come back to them. Or if I do, like, make sure that I'm able to give the best value. That is so nourishing for me. Yeah, and I'd love you guys to share what you feel nourishes your soul, because I find that everyone I speak to can be something so different, which is so awesome. So yeah, please share. And number 5 is systems. For me, systems are so helpful for keeping things in order. I think as a creative person, or as like a water sign sort of person, or you know, someone who's just very fluid and flowy and stuff like that, I lose track of time so quickly. If I don't have like a plan for my day, things can, you know, I can just get stuck in one thing. Not stuck, but just be in one thing for the whole day, just flowing through it, and then by the end of the day it's like, oh, I didn't do all these other things that were also priorities. So for me, having systems means having a daily planner, using my calendar every single day, and I find that this helps so much. I'm also going to get a watch this year. Some people will be very happy about that. And yeah, also using my strategic spending plan, which is a great tool that I got when I was working with One Life. So yeah, there are different systems we can put in place. I think I'll put like a snippet in here about like what my daily planner looks like. Some people use journals and books and stuff like that. When you travel, you see that just having your phone or your laptop or whatever is just everything. You can just access it, you know. I still like paper sometimes, but I'm going to show you how I do it on my in Google Docs, essentially, because that's where I find it just really easy to access everywhere, anytime, any place. Number 6 is to continue to cultivate and deepen my meditation practice, spiritual practice. And for me, that looks like meditating every day. I'm going to be aiming for an hour, simply because I feel like 30 minutes is like when it just gets started. So I've been meditating for like 30 minutes in the morning most days for the last few months, and it just feels like in the last 5 minutes of that 30 minutes, that's when my mind becomes really clear and things just really start to settle down. So yeah, I really feel like going for an hour is going to be more beneficial for me. And today, I'm going to Vipassana, which is a meditation practice. And so from there, I think after that, I'm also going to do my best and make time for that practice every morning or evening, but most likely morning. So yeah, and I think I'm going to do a video as well explaining what Vipassana is, or my experience of Vipassana. It's 10 days in complete silence, no gadgets, I think even no looking at anyone, wearing like not form-fitting clothing, eating really simply, waking up early, going to sleep early, 100 hours of meditation. So in 2 weeks time it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to number 7 is to nourish my curiosity. So last year I actually got scared because I thought that I wasn't curious about anything anymore. Like I just felt, I always have curiosity to learn, especially in stuff about health, but I didn't feel like I had this really curious feeling, you know. I didn't feel inspired to go and learn anything, or really motivated or moved. And you know, I'm learning more and more that curiosity needs to be fed. It's like a fire. If you just leave it, it's just gonna burn out. And so for me, there's this big thing about, well, I'm definitely feeling more curious now, but there's this big thing about feeding my mind, continuing to grow. And especially as I want to share with you guys, with friends, with family, with my students or my pupils as well, I want to be able to be the best, to give great value to whoever is tuning in, or you know, coming into my life. I want to be able to give that value. And so for me, it's like I need to be curious, to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep giving great value. So that is a goal for me this year as well. So I'm doing that by using Upskill, using FutureLearn, which is a cool platform. It's they do like some short free courses, and if you want them to be certified or accredited, you can upgrade to like pay for the certifications and certain other features. So I'm just starting one around teaching at the moment, and I'm gonna start a couple of others. But yeah, they're really awesome. I'm reading a book a month, and I say one book a month because I wanted to say a book a week, but then I was like, oh, I'm always like jumping between different books and podcasts and different types of experiences, working with different types of people, from like vulnerable women and children, refugees, a different scope where I can give my knowledge and give back in that way, and also learn at the same time, like learn what it means as a first-hand experience for these people, and learn how to present better, and la 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 la. Anyway, so next point is number 8. I want to go back home this year to visit my friends and family in the UK, and like there's a lot of things that have to line up for that to happen for me. So like making sure that I put money aside for my flight. I also need to renew my passport when I go back to the UK, and also, you know, giving people advance notice so that I'll be able to see certain people and have enough time and spend quality time with some of my favorite people in the world. Yeah, and reconnect and spend time with some people that I really care about, and yeah, that's something that I need to do for myself this year too. The 9th thing and the final thing is reduce waste, reduce plastic in my life. So I've been, like where I live now, we have compost, we have recycling bin, and a general waste bin. But then when I move, that might not necessarily be the case. But so I want to make sure that I take this into my own hands as much as possible, and that I'm using less stuff that just can't be reused or renewed or upcycled or whatever you want to call it. I don't feel like contributing to the amount of plastic that is in the world, and that might seem trivial to some people. Doesn't matter. When I look into the environment, and when you travel as well and you see so many different environments, and how some countries are like littered in plastic everywhere, and other countries there's a lot more awareness, and I find that even different parts of different countries have a lot of awareness. And one thing I do like about Australia, especially actually in the Gold Coast, I don't know if Melbourne or Sydney is so much inclined, but in the Gold Coast there's like a lot of shops that the plastic is made from, it's plant-based materials. The straws are plant-based, and for me that's really inspiring to make that bit of a difference, to reduce my carbon footprint. And I just don't think it's cool, like there's so much wrapped in plastic, and so just it's unnecessary. And so for me it feels like self-care for me, because whenever I buy something that I don't need to, or there's an alternative way to buy that thing with less plastic, or like make it or whatever, I don't feel good. And that doesn't feel good, because it's not about guilt, it's just about knowing that I could do better. So it's self-care for me, for the environment, which is like caring for the environment is also caring for ourselves. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, those are some things that I'm really actually pretty stoked about working through this year for myself. That independence, no man's an island, but you know, we have to have some amount of independence for ourselves. And yeah, I'm really excited about all of those things. And I also want to make sure that I'm embodying certain qualities, which I feel will come from all of those things too. But anyway guys, it would be awesome to hear, as always, what things you want to work on, what self-care looks like to you, what your goals are for this year, even in a broad sense. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to posting this and sharing with you and hearing your feedback as well. And we'll speak to you soon.